The slave trade must be recognized as the greatest crime against humanity, says President of Ghana, John Mahama. He spoke at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, and he called out Western nations, and he specifically said that, quote, the slave trade must be recognized as the greatest crime against humanity, end quote. He also reminded the global community that more than 12.5 million Africans were forcibly taken against their wills and transported to create wealth for Western countries. And President John Mahama didn't shy away from mentioning the facts. Usually, when we talk about other atrocities committed in other areas or parts of the world, people are very vocal, especially Western world. They want us to feel the pain of the people that were discriminated against, that were unalived, that faced racism and basically went through genocides. But when it comes to our people, when it comes to Africa and Black people in general, the pain is not seen as the same, as if one life is worth more than the other. And he made it very clear. He actually mentioned how the Western governments paid reparations to former slave owners as compensation for the loss of their, quote, property after the abolition of the slave trade, and treating the Africans that were freed or the Black people that were freed as property whose loss required payment. So it's quite interesting how nowadays there's a conversation of, oh, it's in the past, we need to move on, let's not talk about slavery. But when it comes to other communities, we've witnessed these nations paying reparations, paying and apologizing. But when it comes to Black people and slavery, it's like, forget about it, it's in the past, let's move on. It's just the double standards and the hypocrisy is very clear to see. So for John Mahama, the president of Ghana, to call this out is a good thing, is a step towards the right direction. At least a conversation needs to be had. If you are going to pay and compensate the people that have enslaved others, and you tell the people that actually were enslaved, you're not deserving of any compensation, it doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't add up. And for him to raise this up at the UN General Assembly is good. But at the end of the day, we all know UN is there for the benefit of a few and to control the others. And we haven't seen a lot of positive outcome after these meetings. We hear speeches come and go every year. We talk about which president said what, which leader called out which Western nation, but then we don't see the results. We don't see them moving in the right direction, although they talk about it. So it's hard to believe that anything can come out of it. But then again, this is what the conversation was about. We shall see in the near future if they are going to do something about it or not. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about what President of Ghana, John Mahama, said at the UN General Assembly. I am Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.